Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, I have already shared with you how can insert this data with using that query builder, and that is our ORM. That means the Eloquent ORM, and also I shared both of this way. So right now better I want to do and to make it as a comment out. That is our query builder, and now I want to open it with our Eloquent ORM. Okay, that is our Eloquent ORM. So it's also successfully worked as I told you before. So right now I want to actually get all that our data. I have already insert all the data. So now I want to get all the data and visible this data in our particular this area. So how can do that work? So if you want to do that work, they have the two type you can do it. You can use that Eloquent ORM, you can use that query builder. So I will show both of this. So first of all, I want to work with this Eloquent ORM. So when you're working with this Eloquent ORM, we'll need our model, right? And also this page, that means here I have loaded one of the page. So this page I have loaded. If you go to our category controller, into the category controller, you can see I have already created one of the method as a all cat method. And here I return our view, admin, catalog, and the index page. So here we have to pass this data. Right, we have to pass all the our category data from our database, and then we have to load it. So here we have to work in particular this method area as a all cat. So now I want to first of all use that Eloquent ORM. So here I want to take one of the variable. I want to take one of the variable as a categories. Okay, I name it as a categories or whatever you want. So now after that we have to add our model, right? So I have already loaded our model as a category model. So with this category model, I want to get all that our data. So if you want to get all the data here, you have to do with this category model. I want to add our all data. So that will be our all data. So I take all that our data and take the things with this variable. Now we have to pass all that our categories data in our this index page. So if you want to pass it, what exactly you have to do? I have already discussed about that things with you, friend. Here you have to pass it with the compact, right? So that is the compact, and with this compact, into the compact area, I want to pass our all the data. So I have already take all that our data, take the things with this variable. Here I have to pass it. So now we can actually use it, right? So now we can actually use our this categories data. That means this categories data in our this index page. So now go to our index page. So that is our admin, category, and the index. So into the view, so that is a view, admin, category, and into the category, that is our index page. So into the index page here, I want to visible it, right? So here I want to visible it. So first of all, I want to update this portion. So here I want to display that serial number. I want to display that category name. That will be as a category name, and also I want to display that username. Okay, username, that means the user and the created at. Perfect. So after that, that is our for loop. So here we have to add that for each, right? I hope you already remembered that part. I have already discussed about that things with you. So now simple work. Simply I want to add that as a for loop, as a for each. That means the for each, and with the for each, from here I have already passed it. I have passed this our categories, right? I take that data with this variable, all that our category data. So now I take it as a category. So now I want to assign it as a as category or whatever you want. You can also make it as a row. I name it better as a category. Okay, that will be as a category. So now with this category, you can actually display all that our data, and also we have to AND it. That means we have to AND our for each as AND for each. Okay, I AND it. So now first of all, I want to visible our category name. So now with this category, so here, okay, so here with this category, I want to visible our field name. For the category name, I have already declared that our field name will be as a category name, right? So if you go to that structure, and into this structure, that is our category name, I copy it. So I want to display our category name, and also with this category, okay, better I copy it. So with this category, I want to visible our another authenticated username. So authenticated user, that means that is actually our user ID. So friend, right now it should be actually display our user ID as a 1. That means You can see that is all that one. Literally, I will create one of the relationship with our another table as a user table, and from to the user table I want to get this data. So how we can create some of the relation with two of this table, literally I will also show you. So right now I also want to display our user ID. Our user ID field data will be visible, and then also I want to visible our created at. That means here better I copy it, and it should be our field name as a created at, right? So now I want to add this our created underscore at. Okay, perfect. So that's all you have to do. So now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, and now if you go here and refresh it, yes, you can see it's now perfectly getting all that our category, our user, as I told you friend. Lately I will create some of the relation with our another table. That means that is our user ID. It should be redirected. Create some of the relation with our this user table, and when our ID will be matched, then I get this name. So how can create that relation? I will show you that things later. So don't worry about it. Everything step by step I will show you. Okay, so right now that is our category name is perfectly visible, our user ID visible, and the created ad is visible. So for this car here I have used that our query builder. So you can, the query builder is not created any date, and also there is a serial number. So if you want to add that serial number, I think you already know about it. See here you have to add one of the PHP. So I name it as a PHP. And if the PHP area I want to take one of the variable. I take variable as I, and then I make it as a it should be started from to the 1, and here I want to actually add it, right? So if you want to add it, then you have to add it with this variable. This variable will be as a plus. That's all. Now click as a save all. Now refresh it. Yeah, you can see it's now perfectly updated, right? And also if you want to change the date format, you can change the date format as I told you friend before. So there is another function. As a diff for humans. Okay, diff for humans. So if you use that function, then automatically our this created date format will be changed. Now click as a save all, and now if you go and refresh it, now you can see friend, it's now showing some of the error. It's showing this error as a is null. Okay, there is a null because of all. If you go here, you can see for this card they have no created add date. So for the reasons actually it's getting this error. So if you want to actually remove it, it's very much easy. One of the function I want to add, that means one of the condition I want to add here. Okay, that means that is actually the TD. So I want to add one of the if condition. So I simply add one of the if condition. If our category, that means with this category, okay, with this category I want to access our this category at. With this category I want to access our this category at. So I want to put this type of condition when it should be equal null, then it should be display one of the another message rather than it should be display all that our our direct date format. Okay, so here I want to put this type of one of the condition. So when with this category I want to access our this database field, that means that is our database field as a created at, when it should be as a equal null. That means when it should be as a null. Okay, that means when this field is empty, then it should be show some of the message. So I want to add some of the span better. Okay, I add that span and I close that span. I hope friend you enjoy it very much. So if you know that very main core functionality, how much easy it is, you can say. So I add one of the span class. I want to add one of the span class, and into the span class I want to make it as a text danger. Okay, danger. So that will be as a text danger, and here it should be display as a no date. Okay, no date set. So this type of one of the message it should be display, and else it should be display our previous one. That means else it should be display our this one. Okay, and also make that sure you and that our if condition. So I and it as a and if condition. Perfect. So friend, that's all you have to do. Now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see when they have the any date, it should be displayed that date format, and when they have null, then it should be displayed this message. How much easy it is, how much easy some of the small condition. So that is the one of the small condition. When our category field, and then with this category I access our this category add field, when this field is empty, it should be displayed this message, and else it should be display our default one. Okay, that means all the date formatted data will be visible. And then I simply AND if. Perfect. So here it's now successfully display all the data from our database. And also that is the ascending and the descending order. Like here, if you now create new one, okay, if you create new category, if you click as the add category, here you can see this category is inserted into the last. So here if you want to make it as a first, then you can also make it. So for doing this, you have to update your controller. That means into the controller, that is our category, I get all that our data. So if you want to get that latest product, then here you have to change it. So here you have to add that latest. Okay, latest, that means the latest one will be show in our first, and then I want to get this data. That means right now our latest data will be displayed into the first, and every condition will be the same. Okay, you get this data, latest data into the first, and it will be get this data with this variable. Here I compact it, and then it should be displayed in our index page. That means here it should be display. Now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, so here I have updated our latest data. Now everything will be very clear to you. Click as a refresh. Yes, you can see friend, that is our first data I have already inserted, right? So you can see there is our first data as a 58 second ago, there is a 32 minute, there is a 33. So our last data is now visible in our first area. So friend, here I get all the data with using that Eloquent ORM. So how can get this data with using that query builder? In our next video, I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.